and do that. And then what I'm going to do, I want to first thank everybody for coming tonight. I am so excited about this project, and I'm so excited about all the amazing women that are going to be contributing to this book. I am just over the moon with the talent and the brain power and just all the women that are involved, and the fact that you guys are all giving of your time and your talent and not really receiving anything in return other than just being part of this wonderful project and promoting women and our creativity. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being a part of this. So first, what I would like to do is for everybody that is actually on tonight, something that I want is for everybody to at least kind of know at this point who is involved in the book. And so we only have a few of us here, but for the ones that we have, if you would just say your name and hold on one second, and like 2 words that kind of define you or describe you. For example, I'm Amanda. I am a mom, a Christian, and a nonprofit director. So those would kind of be the 3 big things in my life that I really, right now, in this time in my life, those are the things that are really kind of, those are my passions and those are my purpose. And so I'm going to start with, and I'm going to kind of go around, I'll just pick. And so you'll actually hear the name when I say it. So, but I'm going to start with Jody because she's first on my screen. So Jody, would you start for us?
Yeah, so Jody Brandstetter, and I am also a mom, which I think a lot of already heard that. So I'm the mom of Lena Marcella. I am a entrepreneur and a design thinker, I think would be probably my 3.
Thank you. All right, Dot. Wait, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Yeah, you are.
I am a Mama Dot. I am very interested in charities, and I'm an educator, still a teacher, although retired.
Great, thank you. Bridget.
So my name is Bridget. I am also a mom of 2 girls. The rest of them are kind of hard. I'm a historian, a historic preservationist, and a librarian. They're kind of boring compared to some of the other ones. So.
No. Jordan.
Hi, Jordan Isles. Let's see, this is a hard question. I would say I'm a writer, a student of life, a developer, and of course, a mom, a wife, a daughter. So, high notes.
All right. Bonnie.
I was prepared to go last. So I would say, my name is Bonnie Hedrick, and I, 3 things that describe me. I'm resistant to retirement. I have many roles that I play, including many of which you have mentioned. And I love to see the creative aspect of the universe. And to me, that is part of Christianity is wrapped up in all of that too. So that's who I am.
All right. I see an old man, which happens to be my father back in the background, but that's okay. Don't mind him. Shantae, you're next.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm Shantae. So I don't like this because it's hard to describe yourself. But yeah, I'm a mom of a kid who has a dog and a cat, and she likes to try to call me a grandma, but I said I'm just a stepmom to them. So that's one of my roles. Professionally, I'm an HR manager, and that extends a lot into my personal life because I like to help people just connect with the resources that they need. But my passion and the one thing that really defines me, and everyone will tell you, I'm sort of a dog activist, even. I like fight for dogs, especially love animals, but I will stop in the middle of a highway for a dog in a heartbeat. People are cool, but I'll literally risk my life for pets. So I've been dubbed as like a crazy dog activist. But those are probably the three biggest things that are the most important to me in describing.
Thank you, Shantae. I know why you and Lori get along so well now.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. Emily Sexton, you are next.
Hi, Emily Sexton. I would probably say a creative designer and a proud, fun aunt. So, yeah.
Nice. Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Sebastian. I think first and foremost, one of my earliest roles was as an artist. Mandy can attest to this. So as long as I've been a person, I've been making art. And then secondary to that, I'm now also an art therapist. So I help other people make art. And then, like many of you as well, I'm a mom. So I've created life.
And they're adorable. So you did a great job at that as well. Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a fully fledged dog mama. Love my babies. Full-time empath. I'm a writer, a publisher, and an editor. And I fully express myself through writing in every possible way, including my very lengthy Instagram captions. So.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Anita.
Hey, sorry I was a few minutes late. Are we just introducing ourselves?
We are. Describe yourself in 2 or 3 words.
2 or 3 words. Energy healer, teacher, and writer.
Great. All right. Thank you all so much for doing that. I know it's really hard to just kind of, compile yourself into 3 words. And it's like, what do I pick? But you guys did a great job. I knew you would. So next, what I want to do is kind of, I made myself an agenda so that I would stick to things and not go off on tangents like I sometimes do. So the purpose of the book, I know I've given you guys some background. I've talked to you a little bit. I've provided you with that just very introductory document that like I threw together as I was getting this brainchild. And so, but I'm sure it doesn't tell you everything that you need to know. And even after tonight, I still probably won't be able to tell you everything you need to know, but we're going to get there. So I'm also going to put on my glasses because I'm getting old and I can't see. So, so the mission of the book, the very overarching mission of the book is to show just how amazingly creative women are. That's the big goal. Also, kind of the underlying purpose of that is also to show that creativity doesn't look the same in any one of us, that we all have this great capacity for creativity, but we just show it differently. And so I think through the book, I've tried very hard to get a diverse range of backgrounds and careers and types of women so that the reader can see how each one of us showcases those skills and how each one of us shows creativity, but how it always looks so different. And that may be in your traditional art forms, such as Jess and the art that she's done throughout her life, or writing, or it could be teaching, like several of the teachers we have, Or we have a baker. It could be in these amazing cakes that you bake, or it could come down to how you successfully run a new business. So creativity involves problem solving. It also involves play, and it involves so many other characteristics than just painting or writing or the things that people would think of as traditional creative forms. So that's what I really want to show through this book. And so when you all are talking about the book, and something that we'll talk more about going forward, but when you say, I'm part of this book project and I'm writing a piece on creativity, I want you to always kind of put that whole mission and that whole purpose behind it, is that because we want to show how amazingly creative women are in all kinds of varying ways. And so, so throughout the book, we will define creativity, what it looks like. I know many times you'll probably, okay, well, in order to define it in my own life, let me look and see how others have defined it. And so what does Merriam-Webster have to say? What does the Oxford Dictionary have to say? And I guarantee I'm going to get some submissions that are going to have Merriam-Webster defines creativity as blah, 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 because that would be something that I would do. So, so we're definitely going to define what creativity is, but then explore different forms of creativity and different kinds of definitions of creativity. And then we'll provide examples of that, such as poems from some of you, or actual artwork, or paintings, or drawings, or all kinds of short stories, or we have jewelry creators, or the cakes. So we'll all write about creativity in our lives, but then we're also going to have some visuals that are also going to present that. So just to make it really fun, so have good content in there, but also have the images and the graphics to back that up. Does anybody have any questions up until this point about the purpose or the mission of the book? Awesome. So now some of the logistics. So this may be where we have more Q&A, but the book, what I'm thinking is it's going to total about 120 pages. It will be both an ebook and a paperback book. Each woman will submit, I think I've talked to most of you, I've kind of given you a very vague, when you say, how much do you want me to write? Or I've just kind of said, write what you feel, or write what, 1,000 words, a page, 2 pages, 3 pages. I want to give you the creative rights to do what you feel, what you really want to put into it, within the parameters of about 2 to 4 pages per submission. Some of you may be super succinct and be able to define creativity in your life in a page, and, in half a page. Writing these books like we've been doing with some other things, that some people are just succinct. It's like a skill, and they can just say what they need to say and it's over. But typically, most of you, all said and done, will have about 2 to 3 pages. That 2 to 3 pages will include, and I'm going to provide you all of this stuff too. So take your notes, but I will also give you more handouts with more specific logistics in there, so that we're all on the same page. But each submission is going to have a bio and a photo of you. The photo can either be a headshot, or it can be something super fun. But that's something that you want to put out there in the world. Something. So, and if you don't have a headshot or a photo that you like, I will come take one. I will have my husband come and take one. Or one of the photographers that we have that's part of the book, we'll take one. And so you will have your picture, a bio, your content, what is creativity in your life, your piece. And then any visuals or images that support that. So are there any questions about that specific piece per se? Okay. So typically speaking, 1,000 words is about a page, just depending on type and text and spacing and all of that. But 1,000 words would be about a page. And then if you're doing a visual, that probably will be another full page. It just depends on what the visual is and how much space it takes up in the book. Or if, you know, maybe some of the women may have a short story or a poem, you could have the poem in conjunction with your content. They could flow with each other. Your poem could be about creativity, you can have your thoughts, and then so that's and I'll work with each of you. And if you have questions, I can work with you individually to feel, you know, so that we can figure out exactly how best to lay out your specific piece. I'm also going to look for themes kind of throughout and chunk them into sections if we have definite themes. It may not come through that we do. It may be they're just super unique and everybody's different and so we're just going to see that. So I think this is kind of a good spot to introduce one of the reasons that, is Emily still on with us? Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see you were in my corner. That is one of the reasons that Emily Sexton is on with us. And she is going to be our graphic designer for the book. She is doing our cover and our layout. And I am so excited for her to do it. I was looking at all these other resources about, graphic design, and going through Fiverr and Upwork and all these things. And I'm like, I want to know the person. And I want to be able to, and I remembered Emily, and I was like, oh my gosh, if she does freelance work, she would be amazing. So she is going to do it for us. And so I'm really excited about it. And so she's on so that she can get a little bit of a feel for the project and you ladies. And Emily, do you want to say anything, or I won't put you on the spot if not?
No, not really. I'm excited to be a part of this. This seems really fun, and I love the creative aspect and the concept of it. So I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Emily.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's see what's next. Okay, here is where you can give a little bit of feedback. So this book, because it is very, I want all of your thoughts. I want all the women, and I will be kind of throughout this whole process, I will be emailing you guys with, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this, this design, this layout, this, what do you think about this title? So that's one of the things that I want you guys to be thinking about. And I may do a survey or something soon to get your thoughts. Diamonds with the I, Diaminds, is we have that name copyrighted. Storm Cells does. Diamonds is a creative mind sport, or is a mind sport of creativity backed by pressure. We use it as a way to, for the Women's Think Tank and some of the other things that we do, we use it to help charities. So it's typically a real world challenge. And then it's that creativity component. So Diamonds is a copyrighted thing that Storm Cells has. And so that's why it was going to be worked into the book. When I was doing more research, I saw that there is a book with Diamonds in the title. So with that being said, I still think we can use diamonds. It's a thing, but I don't want it just to be diamonds, or just, so it needs to be a little bit of a different title. So I've had all kinds of thoughts, such as diamonds of thought, gems of diamonds, gems of female thought, diamonds, creative reflections for women. I kind of liked the reflection term with the diamond. I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm probably going to come up with a bunch of names and then like whittle it down to a few and then have you guys vote on it. And just again, so you can feel a little bit more ownership with the book and that you can be really proud of it and what you're taking part in. So just right off the top of your head, do you guys have any titles that may just be like coming to you that you might want to include in my thought storm here? Nothing?
That's about as hard as the 3-letter description.
I know. Coming up with titles are hard, but and it might not even, we may throw a lot of this around and we may not even want to include the word diamonds in it. We don't have to. It may just, we may find something else that we really super like. There's a lot out there about creativity and women. So that's why I wanted to kind of keep it something totally different.
Amanda, you might even put diamonds in the subtitle. That way, if you want to use a different main title of the book, but want to still incorporate diamonds, that might be another solution for you too.
I just had a thought. Creativity reimagined doesn't have the women in there, but I like the idea of reimagining it as something other than what we've always thought creativity.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the reimagine too. That's good.
You want to make it very feminine, you could call it a rebirth. Creativity.
I agree.
Rebirthed.
And Emily's sitting here thinking, okay, how am I gonna design this? I'm gonna have a woman, she's gonna have her legs up.
That could be really interesting.
Very obvious image for you, Emily. Go with it.
Yes, I see it.
And might already have a painting like that, but
Very, very Georgia
There you
O'Keeffe.
go.
Yeah.
The woman
Of
could be
course.
birthing a diamond.
Oh, yes. Birthing a diamond. I'm loving this, guys. Good. If you guys have any thoughts, anything like it comes to you in the shower where things always come to us, or in bed at night, you like, oh my gosh, I love this, send it to me and I will kind of compile a list, and then team will whittle away, and then I'll come up with a few and I'll send it out and you guys can vote on it, and that will be our title. So that's super fun too. So like I said, it'll be in both ebook form and in paperback form. As far as, so Storm Cells is going to be the publisher. It's called as many of you know, it's called Storm Cells Inscription. I have created another page on the Storm Cells site. And if you go to, I'm actually going to share my screen really quick. So just to show you guys so that you can go there from now on in a couple days when I get it completely up. But why is that not wanting? Oh, it's because it's my new Mac and my settings my preferences aren't set yet. Sorry. I won't show you that right now because I don't want to go through setting up my preferences right now. But if you go to the Storm Cell site, and I will put this on the document that I send you guys out with all the logistics, but Storm Cells Inscription is a service of Storm Cells. And if you go to the inscription page, the Diamonds women's book is the second one. We're doing another book called Putting from the Tips. And so this one, I just created a link. So we're going to have a page there with all of the info that you're going to need. We're going to have different links, different graphics. As we move through this process, Jody is going to be helping me and us with a lot of the marketing component of it and how to help us with just really pushing the book out there and all the different ways we can do that and really get a good launch for this book. She's done this a couple of times already. And so I'd love to have her speak for just a couple of minutes on the process, because she has worked on a multi-author book. And so she said she'd talk about it for just a few minutes, and actually Alex has helped her. So you guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about your recent project?
Yeah, so so excited to potentially help you ladies with marketing your book, because a book is a vessel. It gives you an opportunity to share yourself. So it's a way to share your creativity. It's a way to share you as a professional, however you want to use that book. You want to use it in ways than just a book on a bookshelf. So that's what that's what Alex and I do is we, help authors, either, multi-authors or solo opportunities with, ensuring that they have a plan that helps their book be successful for what they want it to be, which could be different for every author in this book, which is kind of fun to kind of see where you guys want the book to go and how you want it to help you. But we have done this with Talent Fusion, which is our first multi-author book that we created. Alex was a huge part of that. She has been the publishing manager of the company I've created to do this. So Alex has edited, proofread, formatted, so, anything that might help, Alex has been able, to do that for other authors as well. So, but thinking of the marketing, it's really just looking at, okay, for Storm Cells, what's the end goal for Storm Cells, and to help, as an organization be successful with the book launch, and then look at each author and say, okay, how do you want to market this? What are your go-to ways to market? And let's help provide you with the tools so that you can do that in a way that's going to help you be successful. So it's very much a customized approach of just understanding kind of what you want to do with it and how we can get it out there. But then also, there are some great ways that you and Storm Cells can partner together to do that in the different capacities too. So I'm excited to help. I think I'm also going to be a part of it if Amanda allows me to be. But, I kind of want to try something new, maybe not right. I don't think anyone wants to see me draw, but I need to be creative and think about this. But Alex, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really exciting opportunity to be on the other side of it. I was an English teacher, so writing is my passion. So it's been fun to work with Jody and work with the authors, but to be on the other side and, work my creative juices, it feels really good. So any, things that Jody and I can help with, if you have questions about formatting or flow, if you're writing poetry or you're providing a written piece, like a short story, like Amanda was saying, I'm happy to provide my help to you guys just as a collaborator on the book.
Thank you guys so much. I think you guys are really going to be very helpful. Jody and I have been talking for a long time, all virtually. We've only known each other during COVID. We've never met in person, which is crazy. But she was doing this multi-author book, and Storm Cells had always had the idea of putting out these books of these, putting from the tips is one, and putting from the tips is really cool too. All the proceeds from it go to First Tee, which is a youth program that teaches life lessons through the game of golf. And my dad is traveling the state of Kentucky and adjacent states to interview golf pros. And so that's going to be a super fun book too. But we were having these same ideas about the women's book and putting from the tips when Jody was talking about her multi-author books. I'm like, man, we got to kind of work together on some of this. So she's learned a lot because she's already done it. And so she's going to kind of help me through the whole process too.
And I'm excited. I finally get to meet Amanda in person tomorrow.
Yes.
It might be with a mask, but finally I get to see her and what she looks like in person. I only know her via Zoom. So I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, at the vault, which I'm so excited. I wish you guys could have seen the vault. I'm so excited to go there and see that space. But anyway, so a couple other logistical things. So once you submit, you guys have your timelines that I gave to each of you to use to kind of throughout this process. October 1st is kind of a tentative deadline of where you would get your piece to me. We can definitely work around that because in February, our ending date is also tentative. So we can really just play with this to see how the women are coming and how those timelines are working out for you guys. But we have multiple editors. So Mom is committed to doing a lot of the editing for the Diamonds book. I work with her. We also have my dad on board to help edit, but he's a man, so he's going to be very, very limited on his participation. Because I'm very proud to say that it's all women writers, it's women publishers, it's women designed, and I'm looking at it being women, a women printer. So it will be completely done by women, which I'm really, really excited about. But the editing, so when you submit, and a lot of the women say, I'm not that good of a writer, or it doesn't matter, that is not a big thing. We want your thoughts, and we love the women that actually have a knack for the writing. But I never wanted any women to not be a part of the book because they felt that they couldn't write it. So some women I'm even doing interviews with, and I'm just asking them some of those questions, kind of talking with them about creativity, and then we'll write it up for them. So and then we'll go back and through. So after we edit things, we'll send it all back to you for review. You make your suggestions on that after, and then when you send it back, we'll kind of finalize everything and get it ready for print. So does anybody have questions on that kind of process of it, like the writing, how you do it, how it gets edited, any of that? Okay, man, you guys are easy. You guys are easy. So I
one
think,
question.
yes, Bonnie.
So after that final edit, will we get an opportunity to see it before it goes to print?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we will, so I will make sure that I'm letting you kind of see it all as we go through the process. I never want to publish anything that isn't exactly what you want out there. Whatever content you provide us is your content. So your submission piece is yours. Now the book may be, and Jody and I were just talking about this today, the book as a whole may be Storm Cells, but your submission is yours, and you can, put that out there however you want. But absolutely, I'll keep any final copies. We'll go through you before it goes to print.
But pornography is out of the question, right?
No porn, not for this one. We'll talk. There's where that rebirth, some more graphic stuff comes out.
Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. I wouldn't know porn probably if I saw it. So
Right. Any other questions up to this point about the process, the book?
Amanda, how many women have kind of said yes or want to do this? Like, how many other collaborators will there be?
Right. We have 40 women thus far. And actually, I was going to say we do not have, if there are women that you know of that you think would be perfect for this project and you would like to tell them about it, and you would like for them to be included, and you think they might want to be included, we're not too late in this part of the process yet. So if you feel like, so just reach out to me, reach out to them, reach out to me. And so if you know of a woman that you want to be part of the project, I'm more than happy to talk to them. So, and we can still get some more. 120 pages, is about, I was figuring with intro, with some more graphic, the book, and I'll be working with Emily on this, but kind of my vision is I want it very visually appealing. I want there to be lots of white space. the text kind of a little bit bigger so that it's very easy to read, just easy on the eyes, lots of color, but also simple. So if that kind of makes sense. So there may be some pages that are just an image. There may be some pages that may just have like a graphic and a big quote. Or there may be some pages that, just have, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm going to work with Emily on all that. But so that's why I was seeing 120 pages, even with 40 women, you want there to be plenty of white space and plenty of space. You don't want it to be too compact. So yeah, 40 women. They are all from the greater Cincinnati area. So that's definitely, the marketing, we're going to promote it to our area for sure. Obviously, people outside of the area as well. But it will definitely be by women locally, for women locally, but also for women everywhere. And so any other questions? Okay. Well, it's about that time. What I was going to have you guys do is whether you have already started working on your piece or right in the middle of it or have it done. I would like for you to kind of just brainstorm a little bit, bat some ideas around, talk about a little bit on, because some people have said, like, I don't know where to start, or I have some ideas, but I haven't put pen to paper. So I wanted to provide a little bit of a networking time or brainstorming time for you guys to talk a little bit about how are you defining creativity? Ask other women questions about how are you coming up with your ideas. So I just wanted to give you guys the platform to do that. So I can let you guys just start. I can kind of start asking some questions. Does anybody have anything that they want to share? Has anybody started writing their stuff yet? Okay.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I haven't put pen to paper yet, but I've been thinking about it a lot. And I've just seen as I've grown older, I used to always refer to myself as being not creative because I would go to Michael's and I would walk around and I can't draw, I can't paint. I would like walk around Michael's thinking that was the mecca of creativity and I couldn't do anything, like, I would walk around and buy nothing because I can't do any of that stuff. So I don't know. I guess I want to ask if this is in the realm of your audience or whatever, but the work I do now with energy healing is kind of co-creating with the divine or with source. And I don't know if that's, like I wouldn't put it in a way that would, I don't know, in a strictly like religious kind of framework, but just kind of, just in how we all do that. Like we all co-create, with the original, whether you're Big Bang or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like our universe is creative and how we all co-create with the universe, with kind of what I was thinking of leaning towards. So I don't know if anybody has any opinions on that, if you think that's just really weird or, because I could go other ways too. So
I really love
some
everything
feedback.
you're saying. I think you should run with it.
Okay.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I like the idea of co-creation.
Okay. Does anyone see any like red flags like, oh, I think that's weird or no? Okay.
No, I think
Okay.
the purpose of this book is really to put out into the world what you want to put out into the world.
Okay.
And you have the creative license to do that. This is your piece, this is your submission. And while it's in this collective publication, I want all of you to have that liberty to really say, this is how I see creativity, and this is how I view it, and this is how I use it, and this is what's important to me. And that may speak to someone out there
Right.
that had
Yeah.
never thought about that before or needs that in their life. And so I absolutely think you should run with that if that's what you want to put out there.
Okay. There are other people wondering my goals. I'm sure there are. All right. Thank you.
Jody, did you raise your hand?
I raised my hand because I wander through my goals.
Oh,
but just but one thing, you know, I think I'm going to be doing is just making sure that I'm, you know, I am going to write, because I like I said, I don't think anyone wants to see the art that I can create. But one thing I like to do is have visuals. So if you guys, you know, if you're thinking about writing, make sure to think about maybe putting infographics or anything that might help that person kind of understand what you're trying to like talk about. And canva.com, I'm like, I think I should be a spokesperson for them at this point. It's a great tool to create those type of graphics. So if you guys don't already know about something that can, you know, Emily is probably an amazing graphic designer. I call myself a Canva designer. So I'm not a graphic designer. I just use Canva and make myself think I have graphic design capabilities. But it is a great tool if you guys are wanting to put some visuals in there to add to your chapter or to your, you know, to your piece, just to, you know, give it some visuals as well.
mm-hmm. Bridget.
So would it be okay? I was thinking, because I am inspired by the people that I study in the past, would it be okay to have like almost like a historical collage of people's faces in there? Would that work okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know
Very
all
cool.
about copyright, and so I would trust you to.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I love that that you're bringing that perspective.
Okay. All right, very
I
cool.
love it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This just popped in my head. You can do like Mount Rushmore for women. Like put women on it, faces. Sorry, that came in my head and I had to provide that to you guys.
We're so glad that you did, Jody.
I'm here for humor as well.
Jody is also jet lagged because she just got back from Vegas.
Yes, that is the other problem.
Anybody else want to share thoughts or bounce ideas?
I can share a little bit. I wrapped my piece this morning, but I might go back and edit it. I'm not sure. But I'm taking the perspective of, I feel like I have this person that I want to be and that I think I really am, which is like this creative writer, like very headspacey. And then I have this thing that I do in my day-to-day, which is software development, which is very boring and analytical. You know, X plus Y equals Z. So I'm in my piece kind of taking this perspective of like within the form and the structure is where you find your creative liberties, and your creative, you know, freedom is what defines the path for that structure and that formulaic kind of, you know, process. So just to toss out there for anybody else that doesn't know what they're talking about yet, mine is a little bit weird. It's not very wavy. It's you know, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to articulate the way the straight lines can meet the waves. So.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Jordan. All right.
So I guess she's probably waiting on me because she knows I've written mine.
You wrote one. Did you go back and read it?
Yeah, no, I did not go back and read it. So I don't really know what I said at this point. The starting point was my first job that I ever had at the college level. I was talking to an artist and I said, I just have no creativity. You know, I drew stick figures on the board. And I drew a pig one time to show something in my class, and it was the stupidest looking pig you've ever seen in your life, you know. And so I promised my class, I said, I'll never do it again. But anyway, in the process of that conversation, this artist said to me, you know, Dot, there are many ways to be creative. And I have seen the work that you do and the things that you do in teaching your classes and that kind of thing. And she says, and you are very creative. So that started me thinking. And so my piece talks about all the ways that you can be creative as a homemaker, as a, you know, as a teacher, the things that you do, and just all aspects of life. Creativity comes through. It's not just painting a picture or writing or whatever. So that's kind of where I am. And then I had another piece that was an attempt to define creativity or not. And that's up to Jody and these other people who are real creative to make this look fantastic. You know, all of these questions that I have about what is creativity. Well, you guys are going to have to take what I put down there and make it look really cool.
All right.
Good deal?
Will do. Will do, Mom. It's more of an undefinition.
Yeah, definitions.
Okay, that sounds good. I think, and because we have women, I'm pulling up my document really quick because I don't know if you guys would like to know some of the other women that are involved, but we have business owners, we have teachers, we have artists, we have librarians, we have nurses, we have nonprofit directors, we have actresses, photographers, we have dispatchers, writers, bankers, human resources people, let's see what else, project managers, historians, bakers, Reiki masters, people in the ministry, and massage therapists. So like, those are just a few of, you know, the careers and the professions and the different women that we have. And I also want to make sure that the diversity is in profession, but I also want to make sure there's diversity of all kinds of age. We have women that, you know, from, I don't know if we have any 18-year-olds, but we have some younger women all the way up to women in their 70s. And is Loretta in her 80s, Mom, or is she still in her 70s? 80s. So just to show, and like all the different from the paths of life, and also race and ethnicity. I just want to make sure that we have all kinds of different women showcased and the way that they're creative. So do we have to kind of wrap up?
Let me ask one more question. What Mandy and I were talking tonight about, most of you know, or some of you know, that I taught Amanda's daughter in the 8th grade. And she has some wonderful writings that are extremely creative. And I was just, now she can't be in because she's not 18 years old, but I was wondering how it would be for me as her instructor to somehow get that in there. What do you all think? Do you have any ideas about that, or should we just forget it? Or, I mean, we're talking about,
I think that's a great idea.
like literary pieces, you know.
Mhm. I think that's a great, I mean, I know who you're talking about and I know her writing and it is phenomenal. And so I think if that can be included and she would sign off on that, I can't imagine that she would be anything but flattered. But I think that speaks to your creativity as a teacher. And that's just another example of how you've expressed your creativity through your life. So I think that's a great idea.
And I
Yeah,
think
and
people love
expressing it.
examples.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
and
Anita.
I was just going to say, not only expressing the creativity through your teaching, but fostering creativity in another. You know, it's a really great thing to highlight.
Absolutely.
And I think I know who that writer is too, and she's fabulous.
Yeah, she's just extremely creative in terms of her writing. Just extremely creative.
Yes.
I'm so proud of her.
I think, yeah,
Mhm.
we all are. Yeah, I do think that might be a neat submission, is to have a teacher and student kind of together and have it that as, you know, kind of one combined piece, and to have you and her. I think that would be neat. I think that would be a neat way to submit that. Any other thoughts, ideas? So I am going to, so next steps, I will get a document together for everybody with some of these logistics, different things that we talked about tonight. And so that you have all of that. And then maybe some next steps too. I know you guys have your timelines, but also some marketing things. We're going to create a Facebook page, Facebook groups for the book, so that probably later this year. So right now we're focused on the writing part. So like right now we're focused on the writing part, but later this year, we'll really start to kind of get into marketing the book a little bit, promoting it, getting it out there. I would like to highlight all the women that are part of it. So that's where your bio and your headshot will also come in. So I will be getting all that from you too. I'll probably have you submit it through, I don't know, like a Google form or a Jot form, something. And I'll get your bio and your headshot, or your picture, whatever you want. And then we'll make sure we'll get all that. Emily will have all of that, so we can kind of make everything consistent looks and formatted with the book and your submissions. And then I also would like to provide that information for everybody, and I will give you an opt-out or an opt-in or whatever. But once the book is published, I would like to have a web page with the women, and you know, maybe if you want to promote, like, so say you have a business or you want to promote services you offer, or you want to promote something, I will have a web page designed specifically for the book and with a link to all the women that are part of the book. And that way you can also showcase your talents or your services, that if you wanted to do that. So that's all kind of part of the end product, and highlighting you guys, as well as just highlighting women creativity in general. And then proceeds from the book, as Storm Cells goes, proceeds always go back to charity. They will fund the women's think tank initiatives and all of the charities that we support through that, and then Storm Cells in general. So all right, before I let you guys go, it's almost time. Before I let you guys go, anything else you need from
I
me?
just had another comment. Have we talked to Boone County Library about, I mean, I can see a big, you know, kind of an author signing with all of us there, you know, and once the book is published, and just have a really good shindig there.
Maybe. I know from when I was there, local authors and stuff like that didn't necessarily always get promoted as much, because you never really knew the quality of the work. And so, and now they used to do like a local author fair. I don't know if they still do that. But I mean, it's, maybe we could talk to programming staff and see if that would be something cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong maybe. I mean, we need to look at how things, I mean, Emily knows too.
Right.
You know, things are still a little bit up in the air. We do have in-person programming right now, but I've canceled some stuff, on virtual with some stuff. I have had a like virtual author signing sort of discussion group. I've done it virtually. I did that last fall with a local author, and that went like super well. So So we could look at something like that as well. If we get to the point where we don't want something in person, or maybe like Emily, maybe we could do it like outside at Hebron, maybe depending on the type of weather or something.
I think it does just kind of depend on what the landscape looks like.
Yeah.
Right. I just hate to be sexist, but a lot of the librarians are women.
Yeah, you're not being sexist. They totally
There's
are.
only a handful of men.
Yes.
Only a handful.
Yeah, no, I think libraries and programming, and we definitely will do a launch. We'll definitely do a launch, and we'll do, there are some ways we can market the book, and that is something that I'll be talking to each one of you, and something Jody is here for too, is depends on where you're at in your professional life, and if you want to see this as kind of a stepping stone, or if it's just something I roped you into, which is very likely for many of you. But it's definitely can be, it can be something where, hey, I've been part of this book, and we're going to make sure that it is a really good one. We're not going to put anything out there that is not going to, that you guys aren't going to be proud of, for sure. So, so we'll just see, and we'll provide plenty of opportunities for you guys to be seen as published writers and authors and creators. And so we'll see where it takes us. So.
I just
All
want to
right.
thank you for the invitation. This is really, this has just got me really excited about it. So I'm happy to be a part of it. And thank you for putting this together. It's just, this has been good being with others instead of just looking at the timeline thinking, oh my God, I've got to write something. So thanks for doing this.
I have to
You're
say hi
welcome.
to Jessica Sebastian. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Mom Dot.
I love you
see
pieces, girl. I never get to see her anymore, you all. So she's one of my long lost friends.
Daughters, pretty much.
Other daughters, I think.
more
Other
likely,
daughters, yeah.
As you guys would know, I know so many amazing women. And a lot of you guys kind of have crossed paths, and Jess, I've known since forever, since
We were
second
about
grade.
6 years old or something like that.
Yeah. And have just known each other ever since. And so she's a huge part of my life, but she's also amazing and talented. And I'm so excited for her to be part of this book. And others of you, like, I think 4 of you on here right now, I met at the library. And so you guys worked with each other or in at some capacity. And so it's just, I just love it. You guys are amazing. And Shantae is a newer friend, but one that I'm also super excited to have on this call and as part of this. You guys, man, check her out on Facebook. She's gorgeous. She's phenomenal. She's into everything. I can't believe she said yes to be part of the book.
No, that's not me.
All I see is a black.
Maybe you're thinking about Beyonce or somebody. I'm the opposite.
You're Beyonce, right?
No, but I'm so excited to be part of this. And honestly, like, it's interesting because I never would have thought of being involved in anything like this. But hearing everyone just even throwing out their ideas today, I'm like, oh my God, I got to step up my game to try to keep up with these women. So it's challenging me to really dig deep into anything that I can provide. So I'm honored to be part of this, honestly. So thank you.
All right. All right, you guys. Well, thanks. I will not take up any more of your time. If you need anything at all, just let me know. You have my contact info. Otherwise, you'll be hearing from me via email. All right. Have a great night, you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye.
Good night.